Hello there. Today I'm going to try and figure out how to make stuffed cabbage, Hungarian sweet and sour stuffed cabbage in the Instant Pot. Never done it before, so we're experimenting together. First, I gathered my ingredients, and here they are. We have a head of cabbage, which I have already put into the Instant Pot covered halfway with water, set with the core part down. You want to make sure you take out the core before you put it in the pot. Add water halfway up in a 6-quart Instant Pot cooker and close it up. Put it to, if you have, low, what is it called? Low pressure. There you go. Low pressure. Oh, by the way, this is my cooking outfit. I hope you like it. It's cheerful. At least I think it's cheerful. All right, so first thing, we core the cabbage, put it in an Instant Pot, fill it with water halfway, seal it, and put on low pressure or high pressure only for a minute. Once it comes up to boil and it has done its 1 minute, release the pressure, open the top, leave it in there a bit. While that's happening, you gather your ingredients. You're going to need to cool that off a little bit when you take it out. I took it out, I put the cabbage into a strainer like this with my trusty little, and let it drain out. It's not good enough to handle, it's still very hot, don't want to burn yourself. And eventually, when it's cool enough, you will take off each of the leaves. Now it's getting cool enough to handle. As you take off each leaf, you're going to want to, ooh, it's hot. You're going to want to take some of the vein that's very hard, you might cut off, because otherwise it's going to be very hard to roll the cabbage. So if it has a very strong, hard vein on the inside, you're going to take that off and put that leaf by leaf into another vessel. Okay, what you are taking off, the veins, you can keep that. Meanwhile, I have my ingredients. We have olive oil, black pepper, salt, Hungarian paprika, that's this. Alternatively, in supermarkets, if not, certainly on Amazon, you can get sweet paprika, Hungarian style paprika, sweet. Make sure it's not hot. You don't want it to be hot. That will kill you. All right. Then we have a bag of sauerkraut, which I'm going to open and strain and give one quick rinse. We have rice. I used white basmati rice. Don't know how much. I figured, about 3/4 of a cup to a cup. And I rinsed it and let it drain in my bowl. And if I need more, I could always add it. I'll see by how much meat we use and how much we have left over to make meatballs out of the wrap. Then we have a grater for the onion. And we have Hunt's tomato sauce, a large can, 29-ounce can. And I think we're good to go. We will need some sugar, so I will get the sugar so we don't forget. Here's the sugar. do need some ketchup, sugar, put that right there, and some ketchup to give it that tartness. And where is that? Here we go. We don't want to forget anything while we're busy doing other things. So we've got our ketchup, we've got our sauerkraut, and now that I can handle this, I am going to take the water from boiling the cabbage down so we can handle the leaves. Take that, and we're going to put that insert back in, and eventually we're going to saute some onions in the pot. This is great because you can use just the one pot. You're not making a big mess. It's all a one pot dish. Okay, wipe that out. And we put some oil in there for sauteing. About 2 tablespoons, I would say, should do it. And while we are chopping up our onion to make our mixture, we are going to drain and strain. Drain and strain. That's what we want to do. Drain and strain the sauerkraut. So here we have our cabbage, and we have our straining bowl. Cut that open and give it a good drain. All right, and here we go. In case you're not seeing, I will bring it back up. I happen to be using 1 pound of boar's head sauerkraut. I would recommend that you not use a canned sauerkraut, but you're perfectly welcome to do it nonetheless. And if you like, you can use that. But I prefer the bag of sauerkraut. So now we are draining, and we're going to give it a rinse. Give it a rinse. There we go. Quick rinse. You don't want to get all the sour out. You don't want to get all the sour out. Just give it a quick rinse. Put it back in the bowl and let it drain. Let it go. Okay, now that we have that, we have our garbage bowl. We don't want that there. We're going to put our kraut to let it drain. And now we have our oil in, ready to go. I'm about to saute. We're going to put it on saute. Menu and menu. Saute. There we go. We're going to saute some onions. So while we cool off the cabbage, that's still a little warm on the inside to handle, I am going to cut up and dice and dice 1 onion, medium size. Okay, we have a small onion that I'm going to grate into the meat. So that's here as well. So we're gonna have that going when we put the meat into the pot, into the bowl that we're going to mix in and season in. And for now, I'm just going to rough chop. Don't have to dice it, just have to rough chop, because it's all going to cook together and you won't know the difference if it was chopped, diced, riced. Doesn't really matter. So there you go. And here's the little onion that we're going to use for grating into the meat. So here we go. Oh, this unnecessary utensil is missing. That's the wooden spoon or stirrer when we saute our onion. I should have some music going in the background. So, as soon you might see my grandson who's coming home from school midday because it's the last day before Thanksgiving. This is not really a Thanksgiving dish, but I am sure that people will appreciate it if it's served along with the Thanksgiving feast for those who prefer a little something different to go along with the traditional fare. Okay, we've got the oil is now, did I turn it on? I have a habit. No, I did not. I have a habit of setting it and not turning on the on button to get it going. But that's okay. We have time. Oh, well, we don't really have time because at 1 o'clock I have a Zoom meeting. So we'll work on it best we can. All right. So now that we have our onion chopped up, I'll get the wooden spoon for the stirring and we'll put that right in. We'll get that going. My trusty spoon. I don't know about you, but I happen to have some favorites. I really couldn't tell you why, but there are some spoons I prefer above others. And this one is one such. So I am now going to put the onions into the Instant Pot with the oil, the 2 tablespoons of oil that I have heating, or should have had heating if I had turned it on, which, like I said, I neglect to do sometimes. Anyway, so this is our first attempt at Instant Pot stuffed cabbage, Hungarian style, or if you prefer, you add the sweetness, which wouldn't be exactly Hungarian style, but it'll pass. So now, that's going. Stir that around a little bit. And the next thing I would like to do here will be, we're going to drain some more of the juice that was from the kraut. All right. And, you know, I don't have much garbage in here, so I'm going to let it drain into that pot. And we're going to get the meat, which I have kept in the refrigerator because I prefer that it not sit out while I am preparing other things. So, here we are. Okay, here comes the meat. I'm using, and this says 1 3/4 pounds of chopped ground beef. So 1 3/4 pot, which is going to be probably going to be too much of the meat. So we're going to have, definitely going to have leftover filling that is probably just going to be meatballs that we put into the sauce, and will not have, I'm going to take my rings off, hopefully not to forget them. And here we go. We have our meat, and now, after stirring our onion a little bit, okay, give that a little bit more, let it sweat, and now I am going to, here we go. We are going to take our onion and we're going to grate it. Now the reason we're grating instead of, let's see, which grater should I use? Instead of chopping is because we don't want the big pieces of onion that some people might not enjoy in their meat. So we're going to, this one has one of these containers. I'm going to take that off. We don't really need that. And we're going to continue to grate this rather small, not too large of an onion. Just enough to give it some flavor. I think maybe I'll go one smaller. Looks like it may be a little bit too big on here. So I'm gonna go to the small one. Yeah, the smallest grate that I can do. And that's where we're gonna leave it. Pain in the neck, but worth it. You need that flavor. And then we're gonna season. And we're gonna reason. All right, we're getting there. Though it doesn't seem like we are, we are. Oh, it's not really coming down. All right, let's try it a little bigger. Well, I'm not sure I like it this way, but we're going to put the big pieces in to saute. Here we go. No, I'm not having such favorable luck with this. I think I'm just going to chop it up. And we're going to take some of this off of here. It's not really doing very well. I don't know. People say they grate their onion. I don't find that to be all that favorable. So, see, it's coming out. It's coming out juice, onion juice. I'm not looking for onion juice. We're gonna chop this up and put it right in. Chop it up, that's all. Good enough. Make it small. Give this a stir. There we go. Give it a good stir. Chop the onion. And there we go. Okay. Okay. We got our onion chopped. I think that should do it. We don't need a whole lot more. We just need a little bit for flavor. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. There is a song like that. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, so we got that going. We've got this going. I am now going to put in the sauerkraut into, I'm going to squeeze out the rest of the juice. There we go. In case you don't see this, I am going to move the oil. There we go. And we're going to take that, got all the juice out, and we're going to put the rest in. All right. I think I didn't even look at the onion, but I am pretty confident that the onion is ready for the kraut to cook. And now we are about to put in seasonings into the, and we've got our garbage roll back again. There we go. And rinse off my hands a little bit. All right. And we're good to go with a little paper towel. Get that going. And now we're going to season up the meat so we can get it ready for, do we really need this oil in your face? We're going to put in the seasonings, which are salt. I usually take 2 of these little teaspoons here. These little, I think they're about 2 teaspoons, not completely filled. And I'll do the same with pepper. Oh, no, just 1 of those. Not quite full, so I'm going to add a little more. And I think maybe just a smidge more of the salt. There we go. And then, whoa, that is really popping hot here. And I am going to turn off the crock pot, rather the Instant Pot, because I'm not ready to put anything in after this. We don't want it to get overdone. So I am going to hit cancel. We're canceled. And now we are ready to start to mix the meat, and the spices are in there. I will add the paprika once I put in the, oh my goodness, I got so much pepper on the counter, and I don't like to cook when there's a mess. So we're gonna rinse once again and get that off. And now we're going to add the rice, and we're going to judge. Put some salt on the rice. I'm ready to put in the paprika. Now I use authentic Hungarian paprika, which I keep in here. All right. Okay. All right. So I am going to use my tablespoon because I like to make it Hungarian, and that requires the flavor of paprika. So I use 2 very level tablespoons rather, and we'll see if we have enough of everything in here. And then we can start rolling our cabbage. But for now, we mix. And let me tell you, if you start mixing when the paprika is still not combined or in with the meat and the, in fact, you know what? I'm going to wear some gloves, because otherwise, oh, hello there.
Hello.
The grandson has arrived home. Oh my goodness.
How's it going?
Everything's going very well. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now we're going to put on some,
How's Charlie?
I'm going to perform surgery. Charlie's doing great. And Charlie's our cat. I am videotaping. I'm making a cooking video. And you are now in it, my dear child. All right. So, I am about to put my gloves on. And that way, I won't be paprika stained for the rest of the day, which is not necessary, really, to do. Okay, so now, we're not going to use the spoon any further, and we have used our rice. So now, we're combining. We are combining. I hope you can see. I am mixing the rice, the seasoning, and the meat, along with a little bit of onion that I managed to get in here. You don't really need all that much onion flavoring. There's going to be so much flavor in the cabbage sauce and the rolls, and it's going to be very flavorful. I don't think you're going to miss having more onion. But this is what I was hoping not to get in there, and obviously the grating did not keep us from getting big pieces of onion, so I just added it to our pot. And you want to mix that very well. Very, very well. Okay, we're almost there. But if it's not completely mixed, now let me see about the rice. Is that enough rice? Oh, I say it's enough rice. Say it's enough rice? I'd say it's enough rice. And if I move these things, you can see a little better what is going on in my mixing bowl. And this is what's going on. Some good old-fashioned mixing. You want to really blend the rice. You want to, the thing is, there are other meats you could use. If you like pork, you can substitute pork. If you like combination, the meatloaf mix, which is pork, beef, and I believe there's something else. I don't think it's chicken, maybe it's veal, not sure. They do have a combo, a 3 combo, which is, like I said, some people just use pork. In Europe, it's mostly pork because that's the most economical. And here, it's been more economical, of course, than the beef is. So that's your preference. I use just straight beef. And if you happen to be kosher, you're going to want to use straight beef. What else? In fact, you're going to want to use maybe kosher beef. Or if you're cooking kosher style, you might just use beef. Maybe you don't mix your dairy and meat. I don't know. It's up to you how observant you might be or not. That is strictly a matter of preference. So we are almost there. Now, obviously, your rice is going to swell. So how much I put in here for 1 3/4 pounds of meat? 3/4 pound, 3/4 cup of the white basmati rice. Okay, now we're gonna start. We're gonna start to put our cabbages together, our rolls, and that is where the action begins, because you want to see how to roll a cabbage and make it the way you would expect a cabbage roll to look. Not a difficult project at all. I don't really know why people tend to make such a big deal out of making stuffed cabbage. It's not at all difficult, and it's certainly not even all that big of a deal to cook. It's not a big project, really. So I think this is, you know, just a little time and a little forethought. Get your things together, your ingredients and seasonings, and there you go. Not a big deal. All right, we have that now, and we are about to put these cabbage leaves. Here we go. First of all, I am about to show you. Here we go. You put your cabbage with the thick side to your wrist. There you go. You take about, depending on the size of the leaf, of course, you take I would say less than that, because you have to remember you have to give space for the rice to grow. So you put that in there, any shape you want, it really doesn't matter. You fold up from your wrist up and keep rolling. And when it's rolled, you take the ends and you tuck them in. Now, at the first one here, I noticed right away that this is a big leaf. I can put in more filling. So that's what I'm going to do. Put in some more filling. There's another way to roll this, which would be this way, sideways, and then roll over this way, and then tuck it in, and then tuck it in. Then you go. Well, I haven't done this in a while, so I'm going to apologize, but this is, you make sure that if there's any tears, you don't want those tears to be exposed. So you want to make sure everything is covered. So now I re-rolled it so that all the areas are covered. And I fold it up and I tuck it in. Tuck it in. Actually, I'm going to fold it over and then I'm going to tuck it in. No, this just isn't working the way I want it to. So I unroll it and I'm going to re-roll it. All right, take a little less. You'll have to forgive me, it's been a while. Yeah, I'm going to fold the hard part over, then the soft, and then you push the ends in. You push it in to the meat, both sides. There you go. And you put it along the edge. Now, I didn't do something right here, which was that you want to take all the leaves off and get the last bit and chop it up and put it on top of the kraut. So here, now you're able to handle it. You take off all the leaves, and once you have all the leaves off, I'm going to take this one out that I put in because I am going to chop up and put in the excess on the bottom. All right. So I'm taking the leaves off as they come off, bit by bit. Takes a little patience. All right, now that we can handle this, because it was too hot before. So how many leaves are we going to get out of this? Let's see here. Okay. There we go. And it's okay to have ununiform, and they're not going to be uniform because as you get lower, the leaves get smaller. And therefore, you're going to have different size rolls. Now, in my family, they had a habit of liking the small rolls. So they would make everything small rolls. Even if they had to cut the large leaves, that's what they would do. They would cut the larger leaves to get smaller rows, and they would count them. Oh, I made 30 rows, I made 50 rows. That was a thing in our family. They would count how many rows were made. All right, so I am having a little less luck with the ones that are further down, because they're not as soft as the others that were on top. Now I'm getting down to the nitty gritty, and I'm going to take my paring knife and cut out more of the core of the cabbage. So here we go, and that will make a little easier job of getting off the leaves. Now, I don't know if you can see, because I do have my meat bowl in front. So it's important not to tear the leaves, which I'm doing very successfully. These are the little guys that my family, my sister and my brother-in-law, who had infinite patience when it came to cooking. They loved their cooking. They were very into it. In the days when there were no such things as foodies, per se, they were foodies. Now we're down to the bottom, and I think the bottom leaves, or rather the inner leaves of the cabbage, really cannot be made into anything. So that's what gets chopped up. I'm going to take that, chop it up, and throw it over the kraut, the sauerkraut. So we got that. I'll just give it a rough chop. There you go. And we'll get rid of the core here and put that goes in, and that goes in. And are these going to be big enough? Yeah, they'll do. They'll do. Okay. And now we're going to roll. We're going to roll your boat. I do like to put the little harder ones at the bottom, because they're harder and they're going to need more time. So if it's on the bottom, it's going to get more time. So here we go. We're going to roll it, roll your boat. Tuck it and tuck it, and there you go. And if you have too much core and it's too hard, cut it off. Now you can tuck it in. Don't throw away anything. Just put it right into the bowl. All right, we got one little guy. Here we go. One's in. And here's another little one. We'll cut off the end, get it softer. And we're going to put some in here. Now, these don't require a lot of filling, because obviously they're small. And just tuck the ends in. No issue. Something tears, fold it over again, and there you go. There you go. Now these might not, but they'll hold together in the pot. The little ones on these ends will hold together in the pot if they don't hold together when you are cutting them, filling them. Okay, here we go. And again, I'm going to throw in every little goodie that you have there. And there we go. Now, we have, we have this, and we're going to put another bit in here, and we're going to turn it in and fold it around, and around she goes, and tucking it in until there is no more. And again, tuck it. Tuck it wherever you can. to make it as secure as you can. And they're going around the circumference of the pot. That's where they go. Again, we have to cut this off, put a little in, and this is a little one, not at all big. Tuck it, fold it, and tuck it. All right. Any which way you can get it to stay closed, and remember, it really is not an issue because it'll hold together when they all stack together. All right, we're ready to do the next bunch. How many did I make? 4? Not much. It's gonna take me forever. All right, here we go. Some more. Here we go. And tuck it, roll it, and push it into the end. And in it goes, around the circumference. And again, we take off the hard core, throw it in, grab a bunch, put it in, no fuss, just get it done. Get it done, get it done, don't ask any questions, doesn't have to be perfect. And you know what they say, mama's spittle might get in there, but that's where the love is. That's where the love is. Now you're not seeing into the pot, but believe me, it's going to go nicely all around. And by the time we're done, we're gonna have, then we're gonna put the tomato sauce, and whatever, a little water, more seasoning, and then whatever is left to cover to the point where everything is covered, and we'll use water to accommodate that. So this is a little bit hard, definitely a little bit hard. We have to unpack it, redo it. There we go. If you find it's not quite rolling the way you want, reposition it and push in where you can, where it's soft enough for you to get that into the meat. Sometimes it just doesn't want to roll right, and that's okay. It'll still hold together, it'll still taste delicious, even, it's not gonna come undone. It's not gonna come undone. I'm about to put in this one. All right, here we go. There we go. I feel where I have room, and that's how we do it. All right, this one's good. And we put it in again, put that in, and give it a good twirl. This is very hard. This is not gonna go easily. This is not gonna go easily. It's very hard. Sometimes you can't even roll some of them. And if you can, just chop it up, put it in there. Don't worry about it. Just chop it up, and see, I turned it around. The leaf was the wrong way. And so now it's okay. Now it's okay. All right. When you're tucking in, when you're pushing this in, try not to tear the cabbage as you push. All right, another one. We're getting there. We're getting there. This is a really hard one. I might just cut this up. Nah, this is not gonna. This is going in the pot like that. All right. now we have another, and here we go. Put it in, tuck it in, roll it up, fold it up, and here we go. There we go. Nicely tucked in. Nicely tucked in. All right, another one. Okay, these are going to be a little easier. And again, we're going to mix a little more. And put that in. All right. Here we go. Up, around, tuck it in, tuck it in, tuck it in. I'm glad you're here with me because this was tedious and boring otherwise, but I have you, and I'm glad that I can share what little bit of cooking expertise, I don't exactly call it expertise, and there is online does tell you how long to cook it in the Instant Pot. I'm going to bring it to a low pressure for maybe 2 minutes, and then I'm going to put it on simmer and let it go on simmer. And that's how I'm going to do it. I'm not going to pressure cook the whole thing because I have no idea how that's going to come out since I've never used an Instant Pot. But for sure, if it simmers, it'll be good. You could be sure of that because it'll take up the flavors during the simmer process, and there's no question that it'll be well cooked. And I think I'm going to simmer for, I think 2 hours, actually. That's what I'm going to give it. Hopefully it'll work. That's my hope. Okay, here we go. This is another roll. And here we go around, tuck that in, and we are good to go. This one is a big one, so I'm just gonna fold it over. That's it. All right, we have another one. We're down to the last few, my friend. Would you like to hear some music? Alexa, play Michael Bublé, Beautiful Day.
It's a beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day, no question. Alexa, louder. Julia Childs had it right. Glass of wine. That's what we need here. You notice there's no garlic in here. No garlic. Alexa, louder. At this point, you might as well just forward if you're bored. It's a beautiful day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Beautiful day. Coming to you. Alexa, play Dance With Me.
Dance with me.
Dance with me. I want my own to see. The music is just starting. I am falling. I am falling. Dance with me. Now I am cutting up some of the hard part because I don't have all that much filling left. So I might as well just add the hard part to the pot and let it cook into the off the flame. Starry eyes and roses all around. Where you want to go, oh, dance with me. I want to see. The music is just getting high and falling. I am falling. Dance with me. Well, we're almost there. Last one. Starry eyes and love is all around. When you want to go. I have one leaf left. All right, Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. All right, we're all good here. Now, I am about to put all this into the sink so I have room to put my sauce, my last little bit of spice. And there you go. Sugar and all that good stuff. All right, we're gonna take off the glove and we're all set to go. Now obviously you don't need any other oil because truly there's gonna be enough oil, fat from the meat. So I'm gonna put salt on top. Okay, and I am going to put some black pepper as well. Here we go. Okay, that's that. And I'm gonna put a tablespoon of paprika. Can't live without that Hungarian paprika because otherwise it's not gonna be anything. Gotta be Hungarian paprika. All right, now open up the can of tomato sauce. There we go. Did you really need that? All right, here we go. And that goes in there, and that goes in there. And we are about to turn on our machine menu, low pressure, and we're going to give it oh, 6 minutes start. And we are going to put in our tomato sauce. There we go. And we're going to add to that 1 can filled with water so far. And fill that up and give it equal amount. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. And then we're going to add I'm going to give it a few squirts. 3, 4, 5. There we go. And I'm going to give it, don't ask me, just put it in there a little, just for the fun of it. Okay. You put in how much you like and call it a day. Okay, now then, I'm going to take spoon, which really is fine here, and I am going to give it a little something, let the juices get under a little bit. Everything is basically covered, not to the point where it's draining. You want to get it on a 6-quart pot. You want it to go up to the maximum that it tells you with the liquid and everything in there. You don't want to go over. You have just the right amount. And now you are done. Got everything in there. Sauerkraut, onion sauteed, cabbage, sauce, ketchup, seasoning, sugar, oil, everything. We're gonna cover it and say hasta la vista, baby. Whoa, I am late for my Zoom meeting. And there we go. Eventually, I will get this done. All right. How does it go? A little difficulty with. All right. All right, we're ready to turn off our. I hope you got a good lesson. Like I said, I am now going to give this 5 minutes on low pressure. If you don't have low pressure, just use high pressure. 5 minutes, and then set it to simmer and let it go for 2 hours. And then you're done. You could either serve it. I need some help putting the top on. All right. Okay, well, while I struggle, I say goodbye, enjoy, and let me know how things go.